Folks, how we doing? Welcome to Good Works Tractors. Taking a look at a really cool, I've been having a great time with this product right here. It's the Broomex from Wessex. We have a couple of different series that we're gonna compare, but I've been using this thing, well, this one here in particular, we got these in the middle of winter. I've been using it to clear snow off my driveway. I mean, I don't know what to say. It's awesome. I mean, it's so nice. Maybe I should save this for later, but it's so nice because, you know, I have stone, I have concrete, I have asphalt, and grass, obviously, all next to it. And so when everything's frozen up in the wintertime, if you use another tool like a bucket, a plow, a push, or something like that, you have to be really careful when you go from one surface to another, because maybe if you're on concrete, you're trying to scrape nice and clean right against it, but then you get to gravel, or maybe it's grass or dirt or whatever, and you want to lift it up a little bit so you don't just dig away and scrape everything away. But with the broom, when everything's frozen up like that in the winter, you don't worry about that. It's just riding along the ground on the concrete. You go to your stone, you go to your grass, and you just keep it riding down right along there the entire time, and it just leaves everything right where it's supposed to be. It's truly incredible. And so, you know, we had more snow this winter than we've had in a lot of years, but still it came in spurts of 3, 4, 5 inches, right? Not like 18 inches. And so when you want to just clear out your driveway because you don't want to get it packed down and turn into an ice sheet, it's great to just take this out and just clear everything off really quickly and easily. It doesn't take a lot of demand or put a lot of demand on the tractor, the engine, in order to do that. And that's just one use for these brooms. If you followed our channel, then you've heard the name Wessex before. We've been selling their pull-behind flail mowers, which again are another very unique product. Not that there's not other pull-behind mowers out there, but these things are just built like a tank, very robust, gonna cut through huge, thick, dense material and just disperse it very quickly and easily. And this is another great product from Wessex as well that's very versatile. There's really not much out there that's gonna compare with something like this. You can see we have these mounted on pallet forks. We have our VersaFork system here mounted on the front end loader. You can mount it on the 3-point hitch as well, so you can push or pull with this setup here. They also offer a 3-point mount and a few other loader mount configurations if you need it. So you're gonna have a couple of different series here. The cheaper series, I guess if you want to call it that, is the BP, or the more basic, and the heavy duty is going to be the BM series. You're going to have 8 rows of bristles. On the BP, you're going to have 11 rows of bristles on the BM. Now, the BM also comes with an option. I'm struggling with saying BM over and over, but we're going to call this heavy duty from now on. So the heavy duty series does have the optional C-Max, they call it, kit, which are basically end wings that go here, and as you drive along, and maybe you'll see that in the video too, but as you drive along, sometimes there's a tendency for that spillover, right? As you have a bunch of debris that accumulates, well, once it gets to a certain point, it just kind of spills over the edges, but those wings that you can put along the edges trap everything in there, so you can even collect more and more material because they'll stick out further, right? So you, instead of just right in these first few inches, maybe that or the edge sticks out 6 to 12 inches, and then you can collect a lot more material before it starts to spill.
Watching you broom right against the barn yesterday, I thought you probably wished you had those on there.
Yeah, I mean, well, I wish I had them, yeah, for everything pretty much. I mean, even for snow, right? I mean, on a cleanup pass on the snow, you know, if you could just trap everything in there on that last pass, you're pretty much guaranteeing nothing else is going to spill over, so it gets you the cleanest finish as possible.
Hey, Chris here. We've got a clip I didn't quite know how to drop in naturally, so I thought I'd just give it a little segue. After we shot our video about the Broomex, Wade over at Wessex sent us a clip at a farm show where one man overheard another man considering the Broomex, and the first guy is an owner of the Broomex and has rave reviews for it. So we thought it'd be good for you to hear not just our take on it, but a genuine customer's take. He'll talk about the C-Max kit, which he calls the arms. He'll talk about the longevity of the bristles, which we'll cover in a minute. There's a bit of accent to try and decipher at times, but I think you'll get most of it. And again, we just didn't know quite how to drop this in, but thought it was important for you to hear someone else's opinion on the Broomex also.
Yards with it, especially when it rains. If you wash the yards with this, brush the yards with this when it rains, yeah. Unbelievable bit of kit. But I'd genuinely recommend one of these. Like I said, we've had two. Yeah, 100%. I wouldn't have it without the arms. I'd have the arms because it holds on stuff. We use a straw chopper, so the straw blows, because of the public where the car parks are, the straw blows to the edge of the sheds, and then we go down the stairs and it pushes it in and then puts it out. We'll use it every day, non-stop.
Really?
Yeah.
And go for the 12 as well. The bigger one, this bigger one.
Yeah, 2.4. Yeah, that's what we got there, 2.4. But I wouldn't, because I think the first one had them, the second one didn't, and then the third one is got the arm at the side.
How long did they last for? You use them every day?
I think we change the brushes about every. I think, oh well, the brush we got, the last one we got down to, we took our bristles down to like that. Didn't work as well at that point, but that was like after the 2 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But obviously, we're on pretty smooth concrete. It's not like no. But it was really, yeah, I'd recommend it to anyone.
Now, a crazy stat for you. You can get 450 miles of sweeping done before you need to replace the bristles on here. 450 miles. I can't even, I don't know how to translate that to how much I would have to use this, but I think it would be years and years and years around my homestead here doing my driveway, which I have a lot of driveway. You know, a lot of surface up here, which, I mean, this stone has a tendency to just spill back all over, you know, and tires and everything else just constantly. So I'm going to be using this all the time out here to maintain this in the driveway up front with all the branches and debris that just fall constantly on our driveway too. So I can't tell you, it's so easy. You just slide this thing right on the forks, put a couple of pins behind there to use this one. Over here, all this is just a simple chain, all right? It's set up to be on if you want to be on these forks or anything else. And you just simply, it's set, you wrap it around there, tighten up the turnbuckle, and you're good to go. So my preference is this heavy duty broom. I do like the standard duty as well, but I feel like, well, I don't know. These extra few rows here really do make a difference in gathering more material, giving an overall cleaner finish at the very end. As far as if I like it on the front of the tractor on the loader or using it off the 3-point hitch, I think it's actually a mixture. I liked the front end loader mount when I was going to be pushing snow, so I can clear that before driving over it and packing any of it down. But I think for other seasons, like clearing stone and debris and everything in the summertime and all the other seasons, I think I like it mounted on the 3-point hitch, but still driving forward. So it's just pulling everything forward. When I use the broom on here, and it's actually the same thing in the wintertime too, you do have a tendency to, well, like if you've used a pusher or a plow, well, maybe even a bucket really, if you're trying to grade along or push along, the loaders sometimes want to ride up, which then can take pressure off the front tires, and so you can lose the ability to steer, and so you just have to feather that loader a lot more, okay? But you can get down pressure too, so that's the trade-off, right? So it just takes, it's gonna wind up being a little bit slower to use it on the front end loader because you are going to have to finesse that loader joystick to maintain good traction, to maintain the right pressure as you're going along, which isn't the end of the world. I mean, it's something that you know, any tractor operator does on and off all throughout the year. But 3-point hitch, the difference is you can just drop it down, let the weight of everything here help keep it in position on the ground, and as you're going forward, you're not going to have additional down pressure, but you are going to have all of this weight on there to keep it good contact on the ground and pulling things along. So what's great about this tool is that it's versatile, right? It can be used in a lot of different seasons, a lot of different applications, and it's not just a one-trick pony, unless you call sweeping a one-trick pony, but it can sweep all sorts of stuff. I did think that it's a little aggressive on the lawn when it's not frozen, right? When it's not frozen ground. We use it a little bit, but it is going to do a very heavy dethatch on your lawn. But if you maybe don't have a nice lawn to begin with, or you have just a ton of maybe storm cleanup to take care of, then I can see that being worth it. But there is going to be a trade-off where it's going to clear out pretty much everything off of the top of that grass and take some grass along with it. Folks, we are proud to be sponsored by RimGuard Solutions, a liquid ballast weight. It goes right inside your tires, completely hidden. Not only is it going to help with safety, keeping those rear tires planted on the ground, it helps with loader efficiency and traction too. The benefits of RimGuard include being the heaviest all-natural liquid ballast weight on the market. It's not going to corrode your rims like the old calcium chloride. It's not going to freeze, and it's available at over 1,000 dealers nationwide. Find the dealer near you at rimguardsolutions.com. If you own a tractor, I'm going to make your life easier in about 30 seconds and tell you about the PTO link. With a male and a female side, it's super easy to figure out. Hook it up to your output shaft, hook it up to your attachment, give it a slight twist, and you're ready to go. It's also going to add about 5 inches of length to your PTO shaft. So a lot of us, we add on a quick hitch, the shaft becomes too short. Well, this fixes that problem too. Now for those really heavy, awkward attachments, they have a new product out, the spanner wrench called PTO Align. You can see those angles that are adjusted just right to reach back in there, grab onto that shaft, and twist it where you need it to go. Now, of course, these products are all made in the USA, and best yet, you can save 5% off your order with code GWT at tractorptolink.com. Now, since these brooms don't put a lot of demand on the engine and the tractor, you can run a wider width, which is really beneficial because it means you get more work done with fewer passes. And so we're running an 8-foot wide broom on the CK40, and honestly, we could probably run a 10-foot wide and it wouldn't know any difference. We're running a 6-foot wide on the 1025R, and again, we could run this 8-foot wide on here. Wouldn't be a big deal at all. Put it on the 3-point hitch, same exact situation. So that's a nice thing about these, is the fact that you can get, you know, you can get your work done more efficiently, and so that's going to be a, you know, in reality, a quicker payback. You're burning less fuel, less time, more time to do other things. And I think it's pretty easy to see that if we compare this to other cleanup tools that we've used before in the past, the sweep ball or the Ironcraft broom, rotary broom that we used on the skid steer that create these huge dust clouds, while maybe they do a fractionally better job on cleaning these types of surfaces, the trade-off is huge. That there was, I don't even know if there's, I don't remember seeing any visible dust in the air when we were using this. I mean, if there was, I didn't even notice it. Whereas you can't help but notice the dust cloud being created by those other rotary brooms. So again, here's a good look at the bristles, all right? So you have 8 rows on the BP, or the standard duty, and 11 on the heavy duty. Super easy. You just got to take one nut out and then just flip up this gray bracket, and then you'll have access to each row. You can swap them out. Now, I think it's going to be pretty common where you're getting more wear on one side versus the other, either the front or the back. And so as you do wear them and get it uneven, you can just swap these out and put the longer bristles where the shorter ones are, and vice versa, and you'll get back to well, you get longer life out of it that way too. So again, 450 miles though, that's just a lot. It's just a whole lot. So folks, there you go. A complete look at these Wessex Broomex brooms. Again, 2 series, standard duty, heavy duty, 8 rows, 11 rows, 450 miles. Use it in all seasons. That's a really good value. Go to goodworkstractors.com. We ship these things all over the country every day of the week. I want to thank you for taking time out of your day to stop by, and until next time, stay safe. We'll see you soon.